Beer should taste how you like it to taste.
Yeah.
I mean, beer should. I mean, there's a lot of people chase styles. You know, you make a Kolsch, it should taste like a Kolsch from Cologne, right? Absolutely, it should. But there's a lot of room there for beers that don't taste like the styles. There's a lot of cross-style beers out there. Beer should taste the way that you like your beer to taste. And if you can't find a beer that tastes the way you want it to, you should be making your own. And there's room for that.
What's the next big beer taste to hit the scene?
Oh, I don't know about the big beer taste. Wood-aged beers have a long way to go. I mean, everybody seems to think, oh, well, barrel-aged beers are done. No way. There's a lot more we can do there. German and
breaking through. Bourbon barrels are really breaking through.
Yeah, well, we do 2 bourbon barrel-aged beers. We also do one that's aged in North Carolina apple brandy casks, which is absolutely delicious. We do them in Chardonnay barrels. We do them in Pinot Noir barrels. We love barrel-aged beers. The next big thing, maybe consistent sour beers. I'd love to see a consistent sour beer.
Nice.
There's who knows what's going to be the next thing, right? Somebody's going to come up with something. They're going to come up with a bratwurst beer or something like that. We're all going to have to jump on that.
Actually, we have bratwurst with beer prepared in the bratwurst.
There you go. Yeah. Hey.
Actually, somebody the infusers. I heard of a bacon beer.
Yeah, bacon beer, and you got to remember, the oyster stouts were stouts that you drink with oysters, and then. You know, us Yanks got hold of oyster stouts, and all of a sudden we're putting oysters in the beer as we're brewing it. That's all kinds of wrong.
Yeah, Oyster House does that.
Right.
The Europeans must be like, what are these Americans doing over there?
Well, and then you hear about things like Stone, right? And they're going to go and they're going to open a brewery in Belgium, is what I heard.
Oh, really?
And I think that's a great idea.
Yes,
I think that's an awesome idea.
Bring New Belgium over to Belgium.
Only the guys at Stone are arrogant enough to do that, and I applaud them for it. They're awesome.
So I am talking to...
My name is Todd Stephen Boera.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about the Sexy Saison and how it would differ cask conditions rather than what I would find at Barley's or one of the tap.
Yeah, a few years ago, Le Sexy Saison became Catawba Valley's spring seasonal offering. It's sort of our interpretation of the Saison style beer. I say our interpretation because it's 7.6% alcohol, opposed to the more traditional Saisons that were made a long time ago that were really low in alcohol, so the farmers could drink them all day long. The farm workers could drink them all day long.
And now, since we're not an agrarian society,
we're not an agrarian society, and we don't need to worry about feeding. And I think it's illegal now to feed our farm workers a lot of alcohol during the day, which is also unfortunate. So this is 2011 Le Sexy Saison that has been conditioning for the past year with Brettanomyces, a really funky yeast. So it has a lot of really unique cherry tart cherry pie aromas, really funky, really dried it out. And it differs, the cask is really unique. This is the first time that we put this beer in a cask, and it differs because it's definitely not as effervescent as you would find in a forced carbonated beer, and so it's a really unique experience. And when I did this, it was fun to think of coming here and getting to try it for the first time. So it's a little bit gentler as far as the prickles that you get from the carbonation, and I think a lot of the flavors really come through a little bit more with a gentle side of stuff.
Coffee porter.
Yeah. Well, the coffee porter
taco beer
wasn't an inspiration as much as we did.
Exactly. It's like biting into a
right tag, and needed a place to put 3 gallons of beer.
That's it.
On the fly, we decided to go across the street.
Right, yeah, I mean, just
coffee for the street and pick up some coffee.
I don't know if you toss on the truck. Devin, I do remember you making one, right? Yeah.
Is this the first time you brewed the coffee, or is this the...
It was yes, and it was actually the first time we brewed the porter as well. So, yeah, spur of the moment thing. It happened in about 15 minutes.
What's Nantahala's flagship beer?
That's our noonday IPA. What we have 4 other beers here.
I've got it.
Dirty Girl Blonde.
Dirty Girl Blonde.
Dirty Girl Blonde, the Half Trail Extra Pale Ale. Rest sitting around here.
And did I hear you're getting some neighbors up here, some new breweries coming up in that area? Or was that pretty much every year?
That is pretty much every year. We've got Frog Level this week.
Trail something, Turning Point.
I'm not
All right, well let me try the coffee.
All right.
I'm Chris.
Hey, Chris.
And can you tell me a little bit about Hops and Vines, how long you've been around, what you do, and then tell me a little bit about the Black Widow.
Why don't you go ahead and do that, boss?
And I heard you do some videos of yourself, Alex.
I do. Hey guys,
Good to see you.
good to see you. Yeah, we do Hops and Vines beer reviews on YouTube and on our Facebook page, Hops and Vines on Facebook, and they're done by Twin Path Productions, and they're a professional video editing company.
Unlike our professional video.
Well, you know, they're well on their way. They're great guys. They do great editing jobs, and we review beers every week. And check them out on YouTube or on our Facebook page.
You guys still do your free beer tastings on Fridays?
Yes, yeah. Every Friday night for the past 5 years, consistently we do Friday nights 5 to 7 are beer tastings, and we do either feature a different style of beer or a brewery. Usually it's a brewery with 3 different entries from their brewery, and on Saturday we do wine tastings to 3 to 6. So yeah, that's consistent every week. They're free.
You're kind of the forerunner in the area. You've been around for 5 years now?
Coming up on 5 years in July, I believe.
I know I get all my home brewing materials and equipment at your place. So
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Thanks for your
Tell
support.
us a little bit about the 2 beers you have today, and what would be different as far as cask conditioned opposed to bottling, canning, or traditional draft?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll go into the beer styles first. We got a robust porter brewed by Mark Conti, my right-hand man. He also works at Hops and Vines.
I think I've seen him in some of the videos, right?
Yeah, he definitely helps me out.
Yes, very photogenic.
He likes to think so. Anyway, we got the Black Widow robust porter, and this actually took first place in the Old Hickory Pro-Am in the porter category.
That was, what, a week or 2 ago, right?
Yes, exactly. And this is a collaboration brew between him and I. We brewed this together. So
Alex brewed it.
we've all brewed this on my system in my house, and cask condition. We'll go into that in a minute. And then I have my Red Dawn Imperial Amber Ale, and it's about 7.5–8% alcohol. It's double dry hop, and then a dry hop addition in the secondary, and there's actually hops in the keg. And as far as the cask conditioning that you asked me about, these have no added CO2. These we took wort unfermented beer essentially before the yeast got a hold of it, put it back in the keg, and then racked it on top of the unfermented beer to give a natural carbonation. So the natural yeast and fermentation would
Do you add
carbonate
more
the beer.
sugar as well, or just the extra?
No,
heat?
you add actually the wort, which is unfermented beer, which still has plenty of sugar in it for the yeast to consume. So when you seal it off, it pressurizes and carbonates the beer.
So would it be less carbonated by doing that, or not necessarily? Or what would be the difference as opposed to?
The cask carbonation, when you naturally do it with the malt, it provides a little more of a smooth, tighter bubble, more of a creamy kind of carbonation. And I think that's what a lot of beer drinkers are after, is that old world English style, real finely beaded carbonation from the cask conditioning. Whereas CO2, the head on the beer might dissipate a little bit more quickly. It definitely adds, I think, more flavor to the beer. It also increases the mouthfeel of the beer. It makes it a little thicker mouth profile. They're both great beers. Both of these had taken a gold medal with the Ultra Great Pro-Am this year, respectively the Brown Porter and American Ale on the Red Dawn double dry hopped on the air. Awesome beers.
I've been in the Asheville area for a while, and I know, I mean, it's Beer City. People are calling it Beer Mecca now. What do you think of all the national, regional, and microbrewers just popping up in the area? Is it going to end? Is it going to get saturated? Is it a big plus? What do you think about all this?
Well, from my standpoint, it's a big plus because I think that it's going to bring a lot of people to the area. Two great breweries, two that are very dear to my heart. Right now, we both carry Sierra Nevada and New Belgium at our store. We pretty much have their full line already. It's going to bring people to the area, and they're going to want to go to the big breweries, and then they're going to say, hey, let's hit up this super special microbrew that is brewing very small batch here in Asheville. So it's going to bring a lot of tourism or income and good vibes to all the other breweries. I think the consensus among the brewers around here is that it's going to actually help the market.
How about the home brewing industry? Have you seen that over the past 5 years?